the newest member of the UFC's featherweight roster here on the program. Of course, I'm talking about Jordan Griffin, who's coming off an impressive win this past Tuesday against Maurice Mitchell on Dana White's Contender series. Jordan, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. I feel better. I feel great.
Excellent. Well, I bet big weight lifted off your shoulders, and of course you get the UFC contract, and congratulations on that. I got to know, heading into the fight, you're an experienced guy, but were there any added nerves heading into this one, just with the fact it was Dana White's Contender series?
No, I'll be honest. I love it. I think everything kind of panned out the way it should have, as far as like leading up to the fight, just because like I had those LFA fights back to back, and I love it when I just get into that mode, that fight mode. It was like win a fight. 8 weeks later, okay, we're gonna go do it again. 8 weeks later, we're gonna go do it again. So I showed up and I made weight, and I feel like after I make weight, I'm like, cool, now it's time to work. So it's I showed up, and I just knew I needed to be confident going in, and I was, and I got the job done.
Anything surprise you about him at all as an opponent?
Oh man, I'm pretty explosive. Like as far I at least I think I am. I'm pretty explosive when I want to be. I've never really met anybody that's more explosive than me or faster than me, and he was. So I was kind of like, whoa, I mean, the only guys I can think of is probably like Anthony and Felder, but this guy, he was just so fast, and I was able to to kind of hold him back. I caught him with that cross and knocked his mouth guard out of his mouth. Um, yeah, so I think just how explosive he was, but I adjusted. So.
Were you surprised, though, how quickly the fight went?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, man, I gotta put in work this second round. I was like, man, he caught me. When he caught me and I started backing up and circling out, it's because I was seeing two of them. I've never been hit and then like seen two, so he hit me just right, and I was like, oh man, I gotta do something, change it up, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna start swinging. So I caught him, and then I was like, he's a tough guy. I felt like I could have kept punching him. I literally was like, I could just keep punching him and TKO him right now, or he's a tough dude and they'll let this play out, And I was like, nah, I'm just gonna choke him. I'm just gonna choke him out. So.
So you get the win, very impressive. But this is, one of the best cards we've seen in Contender Series history. I mean, from top to bottom, it was just, amazing performances from everyone, including yourself. So Dana White's announcing the contracts. He doesn't say your name at first. Take me through that roller coaster of where, he mentions the contracts and then he's like, oh yeah, and Jordan Griffin.
I'm sitting there the whole time. I swear to God, the whole time I'm sitting there, and it's not even like registering with me that he hadn't called my name yet. I was just waiting. I was like, yeah, he's gonna call my name. Like I had all these finishes. That's what they're always saying. They want finishes, and so I was like, yeah, I'm just waiting. And then yeah, it kind of sunk in. And I was like, maybe he's not gonna call my name. And I was like, okay. And then yeah, he said it right at the end there, and I was just like, oh my God. And it was like super unreal, and I was like, man, I can't believe it's finally here. And yeah, I think I just felt that way about the whole experience. I was happy to be there, and once I got the finish though, I kind of felt like I cemented my highlights, like all the highlights they showed. I was watching my own highlights, like, man, that looks cool. So
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, that's cool that he noticed me on the highlights. And that all that past work really paid off.
How'd you celebrate it that night?
I got hit, actually. If you don't, I mean, you don't really see it, but he hit me like his two front knuckles hit me like right here. Like that hurt just doing that. And I don't think I had a concussion, but the light hurt my eyes so bad. I had a huge migraine, like huge headache. And so I took some Advil and I went into my room, and I went and had dinner with my family, and then I went back to my place and I took some Advil, and I crashed, and I woke up the next morning. I came back home. So
Okay. And how you feeling now?
I feel good. Yeah, I feel really good. I went and got my eye checked. They said everything's good, and then yeah, I got my eye checked. They said everything's good. I'll be on a 30-day suspension, which is better than that 180 they were talking about. And then I'll be ready to come back. I was trying to do IBJJF in Chicago like next week, but I missed registration by one day.
Oh man, what a bummer.
Yeah, so but no, I'll be back in jiu-jitsu. I just won't be doing any sparring or any sparring or anything like that. Face wise, won't be doing anything. for the next 30 days. So.
What's been the feedback like from the UFC? Have you talked to them at all?
No, I haven't. I did sign my contract. I went and signed the contract. That was awesome. And yeah, I haven't heard anything back yet. I think I have to go get there. I'm gonna get a CT scan just to make sure there's nothing broken behind my eye. But again, there's no swelling or anything. The doctor said that he was like, "Oh well, you can have something broken back there and not know it." And then because when I blew my nose after the fight, it felt like my eye was gonna pop out. And but it doesn't. I blew my nose, earlier today, and it feels okay. But the doctor explained, he's like, yeah, you can break or fracture little things back there, and then like your boogers can get back into your eye and infect it. And I was like, that doesn't sound good. And he's like, it's not. So, right, yeah. So I'm taking antibiotics, and I'll be good in 30 days. I'll be ready to spar and get back to work.
What about the feedback on social media? A lot of people giving you love, especially your teammates. I know how much of a family it is at Rufus Sport. I'm sure a lot of your guys over there are just giving you props and everything else.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, everyone's showing me a lot of love. Milwaukee is always, supporting me, and telling, oh, I knew you were gonna make it, and I think that that's just awesome. Like, and it's all the same people. People have been telling me for a long time, like, you need to be in the UFC. We don't get why you're not in the UFC yet, and and now I'm here, so it's great.
When are you looking to fight next? I know you still got to get some confirmations from the doctor and all that stuff, but is there kind of a card you're looking at that you'd like to make your debut on?
Yeah, I'd like to fight December 15th on the Milwaukee card.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I just feel like that would be great. So, like, as soon as, like, I'm gonna start, even though I'm on a 30-day suspension, I'm doing my strength and conditioning over at Race Start Training, and with Antoinette Semplo, that's my main trainer, and then I'll be right back in the gym and hitting pads with Joe Nichols and Duke Rufus and Scott Cushman, and then working my ground game with Professor Wanderlei, and working on my wrestling with Rafian Stotts. So, who's just about to be in the UFC himself. So
yeah, just signed with LFA. I saw him the other day. I don't know if you saw my interview with Nate Jennerman. Like, your entire team crashed that interview. It was crazy. Jared Gordon, Mershart, Biggie, all those guys. So
nice.
Bunch of hooligans over there, but no, in a good way. They're good dudes. Is there anyone you want to fight on the roster? I mean, you're a UFC fighter now. Is there anyone you're eyeing that you're like, yeah, I'd like to fight that guy?
I was looking at the roster, and I don't know. I just got to keep looking, I guess. Like, my biggest thing is I want those action fights. I want those fights that people want to see. So I think it's just about getting feedback, and also, who does Dana and Sean Shelby and McMahon think they would be an exciting fight? I just want the most exciting fight. It was kind of cool to have somebody who wanted to exchange with me. I haven't had that in a really long time. Like, most dudes, they get hit and they just kind of wilt. So and as did Maurice. So it's just it was nice to have someone exchange with. I kind of feel like it could go either way. They could be like, hey, he has four submissions. He has 8 submissions. Let's try to put him up against a jiu-jitsu guy, and then I go against a jiu-jitsu guy and I'll just knock him out. Or I could go up against an advanced striker, and then, you kind of get what you saw, the other night, where, we strike, and then anything could happen. I can knock him out or I could finish him. So I think it's exciting, and I'm open to anything, really. So
awesome. Well, we're looking forward to that debut. And again, congratulations on getting that big win this past Tuesday. It's always great talking to you, Jordan. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at jgriff, JGRIFFMKE. And also check out my website. It's going to be www.jordangriffin.life. And then also, I'd just like to thank my sponsors, Pre-Post Nutrition, Combat Corner, Native American Fight Gear, Rufus Sport, as always, Rufus Sport, and then my other gym, Race Start Training, and Nasala Kombucha. They're my new drink sponsor, and they're awesome. It's kind of like a fermented tea.
Yeah, I've had kombucha. It's good. I like that stuff.
Yeah, Nasala. I went and checked the factory out the other day, and it was awesome. And they gave me, they just kind of filled me in on what kombucha was and what their company's all about. And I was like, damn, like I can't wait to use their product for this next weight cut, because I drink apple cider vinegar. And so I guess, the kombucha, it tastes better than apple cider vinegar, and it'll have all the same benefits as apple cider vinegar, if not even more. So they're coming out with a CBD brand too, and I tried that out. Helps with like inflammation and pain and stuff. So I tried that out, and I felt pain free. But no, I'd like to thank all you guys, and thank all my family and friends, and check me out on social media and my website. Thank all my sponsors, and thank you for having me on the show.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.